Hey, this is Stacy from Let's Cook, y'all. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new, welcome. We're so glad you're here. We hope you'll enjoy all the content on our channel and you'll consider hitting that red subscribe button. We're back with a brand new week of some easy and delicious homemade meals. We also had a milestone event in our house this week, so stick around to the end to see what that's about. Thanks so much for watching. The first meal we have this week is one that's a combination of a freezer meal and some fresh stuff. It is starting to get spring-like, and we're seeing some more produce in the grocery store. I started off by thawing 2 very thin pork chops that I seasoned with salt, pepper, some of this Trader Joe's mushroom umami, and a Mrs. Dash garlic pepper. These are really thin, so I'm going to start them out on 380 and probably for about 10-12 minutes and check them, and I will get an instant read thermometer and make sure they read 145 or greater. It goes without saying you do not have to do the pork chops in the air fryer. You could fry them in a skillet, put them out on an outdoor grill, do them on a sheet pan in the oven. The same with the asparagus. They were a good price on sale at my Kroger, and so I washed them, dried them. I do snap each stalk individually, so where it gives, that's the woody part that comes off. So I got those ready and then tossed them simply with olive oil, salt, and pepper. That's just the way we like them. Like I said, you could also do these on an outdoor grill, but I like throwing them in my air fryer along with the pork chops as well. But this would also make a really good sheet pan meal, probably with some little baby reds or Yukon Gold potatoes. Just throw it all in the oven. I checked them about 9 or 10 minutes in and they were already 145, so I'm going to take them out and let them rest. They will probably have a little carryover cooking. I will toss the asparagus in the air fryer next. I do crisscross them and spread them out, give them a little more room for the convection air to circulate. Going back to basics with meat and sides, I took some very thin cut pork chops out of my freezer, thawed them out, put some seasonings, a little olive oil, did them in the air fryer. You can easily pan fry them in a skillet, throw them on a grill, throw them on a sheet pan, no air fryer needed. I also did some asparagus, one of my favorite things about spring or almost spring. We love it on the grill, but it's equally good roasted in the oven or the air fryer. I made a quick salad using the combination of fresh as well as canned, jarred condiments that I had on the side. I made some microwave mashed potatoes for Tim to have. He likes potatoes with his pork chops. I have some leftover brown rice and quinoa for me. We'll make our plates. Pork chops, asparagus, and salad is what's for dinner today. I don't know about y'all, but I have so many recipes I want to try from all kinds of places like Pinterest, and also I see them on my Echo Show, which is what this is, in my kitchen. I'll also leave a link to the recipe just from the Tasty website. I cook a fair amount of Chinese, so I had all the ingredients on hand to do this one with. It requires some chicken thighs, some chopped onion, and then we're going to mix up an easy teriyaki marinade. First, we're going to start off by mixing 1/4 cup of each of honey and soy sauce, or liquid aminos in my case. And if you'll note, I did cut this recipe in half for the 2 of us. Then I'm going to chop up some onion, and yeah, I know, I didn't measure it. I just chopped a fair amount. We love onion, so extra works for me. Then I eyeballed some rice wine vinegar, about 1/8 cup. I added some of this prepared Spice World squeezed ginger. You can use fresh ginger and fresh garlic, some pepper. My additions, I added a little bit of red chili flake and a little more powdered ginger and garlic. Mixed up the sauce. I put 3 boneless, skinless chicken thighs from a package at Sam's Club into my little small West Bend slow cooker. I'm sure you could use a regular crock pot. As I said, I was cutting this in half, the sauce amount, and this could probably cook in a skillet on the stovetop in no time. These things are so thin, they didn't take very long to cook. It was really funny because the original recipe from tasty.com says to cook the 2 pounds of boneless, skinless thighs for 8 hours on low. But I put my little West Bend crock pot on about the 3 or the 4 setting, and mine were done in probably 1.5 hours or 2 hours tops. They really don't take long to cook. After the chicken had been cooking about half the time, I got to work on what I consider a fun project. This is something I learned how to do last year, which is make homemade egg rolls. I start off by browning a half a pound of ground turkey, or you could use beef or pork or chicken or whatever you like. I season it up with some things like garlic powder, onion powder, powdered ginger, and white pepper, and get the meat all browned, and then add your vegetables of choice. I chopped some carrots and some onion. I'm sure you could use celery or whatever you like. Chop your own cabbage. I just used half of a bag of some coleslaw mix from Kroger. I do like to go through and pick out the big pieces. I think their little automated machines miss some of the big chunks, so I picked through it and then start wilting the cabbage down. In addition to the powdered spices, I also like to double up on the garlic and the ginger. Like I said, I use these jarred products. Use fresh if you have it. And then you would want to put some soy sauce. In my case, I use liquid aminos, and I do use a fair amount to give it a good flavor. In addition to the white pepper, I also ground in some black pepper and then cooked that until the cabbage was wilted, the meat was done. Then I take it off the heat. And then after it cools slightly, I'll add some sesame oil. I never add this over heat. I think it's a personal preference, and it is a very strong spice, so I don't add a whole lot, but it does give a really good flavor to the filling. I'm gonna let the filling cool a little bit and then check on the chicken. I flip them over about halfway, and the last one is falling apart, wouldn't quite turn, and let the chicken continue to cook in the little homemade teriyaki sauce. When it's about done, I mixed up a little cornstarch slurry and then put it around the sides and stirred it around and to start thickening up the teriyaki sauce. The original recipe calls for 1 carrot, 1 zucchini, and 1 head of broccoli. I just used what I had. I did cut them into a pretty large piece or a pretty large bias. I liked this recipe because it did call for a lot of vegetables. Probably should have cut the zucchini all in larger pieces, and I probably should have waited and added the broccoli later. I did follow the recipe, and it said to add the vegetables the last 30 minutes. If I make this again, I would add the carrot, and then probably with about 15 minutes left, I would have probably added the zucchini and the broccoli. The broccoli especially was a little on the mushy side, at least for our taste, but I stirred it all around. The sauce, which looked like a lot before, wasn't as much, but it came out with a really good flavor. Back to making the egg rolls. The key to making egg rolls, I think, is to keep that wet paper towel on the open package so they don't dry out. Take an egg roll wrapper and point one of the points towards your body, like towards your belly button. Then put a big spoonful of the filling across the middle. Then to either take both sides and come in, or preferably start at the bottom and come up from that point closest to your body and go over the filling, and then you come in on each side. At that point, you stop and take the part that's like an open envelope, and you either want to take a little dab of water and do that part, or in this case I used some egg wash, which is a little beaten egg in water, and brush it and then roll it up. It kind of forms like an envelope, and the water or the egg wash will help the egg roll to seal. You can put all your finished egg rolls on a cookie sheet and spritz them with a little oil and bake them probably at 400 for about 15 minutes or about 350 for about 20, but I prefer to do them in my air fryer in batches. I will flip them and spray or oil them again at 5. This is the halfway point after 5 minutes. I'm going to flip them, spray them again, and check them at 10. They might need 11 or 12, but these usually cook in my air fryer at 360 in about 10 minutes. I not only felt like cooking today, trying something new, but I was really wanting my favorite food, which is Chinese. So we have tried this slow cooker chicken teriyaki. We'll leave a comment and I'll leave a link to the recipe. It's from a tasty video if it's any good. I did leave it a little extra soupy. I wanted that because I wanted the sauce over some rice. And we took the half a pound of turkey and half a package of coleslaw mix and some other things and made egg rolls. The second batch is in the air fryer right now, and I will cool what's left, wrap them individually in little pieces of plastic wrap, throw them in a Ziploc bag, and then it's a simple matter of following them for about 90 seconds in the microwave and putting them back in the air fryer for about 4 or 5 minutes to heat back up.
when we want the rest of them. So teriyaki chicken, egg rolls is what's for dinner today.
For today's meal, I'm going to make some honey mustard sauce. We've shown this before. You totally don't have to add the mayonnaise, but we're Southern and we like it. I add a dab of mayonnaise and then equal parts of Dijon and a good stone ground mustard. And then I add some honey and try to eyeball the same amount of honey as the two mustards combined. Then I whisk all of those ingredients together really good until all the lumps are out of the mayonnaise. Then I start streaming in vinegar. You'll use 1 part vinegar to 3 parts of olive oil. I like a good white wine vinegar. I just count as I'm stirring and try to pour consistently. 1 part vinegar and 3 times the amount of oil. Then you would season it to taste. I just put a few pinches of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and season it to your taste. I stick my finger in it, nobody here but the two of us eating, and then I'll add whatever I think it needs. I put some bagged, frozen, pre-breaded chicken strips from a big bag from Sam's Club into my air fryer. These cook in about 12-13 minutes. I do spritz them with a little bit of oil to make them crispier.
At the 6-minute mark, I flip them and spray them with a little more oil. I added 2 more minutes, so 14 total at 370. We are going easy today and try not to create any leftovers. A lot of what I cook makes a lot left for another meal or two, so sometimes I like to throw in something that doesn't create too many leftovers. Breakfast food, sandwiches, and tonight's salad bar is something that works great for that. I cut us up each a big plate of lettuce, and we've got a tray of toppings: nuts, carrots, croutons, hard-boiled egg, red onion, bacon bits, cheese, olives, pickles, craisins, and marinated mushrooms. I just used what I had. If I'd had broccoli or cauliflower or radishes or anything else, bell peppers, anything else remotely healthy, I would have put those on there. Tomatoes and cucumbers. I made up some honey mustard. We can either chop the chicken strips and put them on the salad, or we can roll them up with the honey mustard and make a chicken wrap with the tortillas. So I'll see what Tim wants to do when he gets here. Fix our plates. That's what's for dinner today. Perfect. Breakfast master. On a normal day, I would say that Chinese is my favorite food. But when Tim gets in the kitchen and makes me a mushroom cheese omelet and some waffles and sausage or bacon, then I think that breakfast food is my favorite food.
I kind of like breakfast food myself.
Morning, noon, and night, we eat breakfast food and eggs. We're eggaholics around here. That's what's for dinner today.
As you've probably gathered by now, this wasn't a banner cooking week in our household, at least not for me. I wasn't feeling it most every day, but I was very grateful that Tim got in the kitchen and first cooked the omelets and the breakfast food for me, and then basically put together some little tortilla pizzas for us. We took some flour tortillas, spread some of my homemade pizza sauce that I keep out in the freezer that I thawed out, and then we used whatever we had on hand: some diced pepperoni, diced ham, a little bit of bacon, some red onions, some salad peppers for Tim, some olives and cheese.
How are you going to cook this?
Carefully.
How long? At what temperature?
Oh, it is at 350.
For?
Probably 3 minutes to start off with.
That was 4 minutes at 350. Wait. All right. Okay, this is obviously not mine. Is there a reason you're putting Funyuns on your tortilla pizza?
Because it's going to be delicious.
Are you going to make a smiley face? Are you putting cheese on top of the Funyuns?
Well, yes.
You know that tortilla is thin. You're putting an awful lot of weight on it. What made you decide on the Funyuns?
They seem like a Funyun kind of thing to do.
Oh my goodness. Let's see how this comes out. Do they stick? They stuck. Well, this didn't work.
It worked pretty good.
I guess we should have sprayed the foil. How do you say foil? You say foil or foil?
I'm an old country boy. I say foil.
Foil. I say foil and oil. Foil and oil. Thank you.
Well.
Funyun pizza.
Oh, yeah. Tell me that doesn't look good.
With Funyuns baked on it. I don't know, babe. That may not work. Is you gonna be able to cut through the Funyuns with the pizza cutter wheel? See, that ain't gonna work. We're scoring on taste, not presentation.
You don't, not the way it looks.
I got my Funyuns on the side. Keep going. If you're good with it, I'm good with it. This is like a 4-minute meal, so I'm pretty happy.
Oh.
So neither of us felt like cooking or getting out to get anything, so we just made do with what we had. Some tortillas, some pizza sauce from the freezer, the toppings we could find, Funyuns, chips on the side, and Tim put Funyuns on his plate. And that is his plate of, I don't know if he calls that awesomeness or what. Tortilla pizzas and chips is what's for dinner today. We have an anniversary lunch. We splurged, trying a new place, new to us, with some seafood. Got some crab legs, corn on the cob, cabbages, potatoes, shrimp, crab cakes, sweet potato fries, and we're going to split these. Happy anniversary, sweetheart.
Happy anniversary.
25 years.
So, happy anniversary, baby. I got you on my mind. I could not find that song without copyright issues. Threw in some more pictures of us through the years at Saints games, on vacation, at Saints training camps, on golf trips. It seems like the vast majority of pictures we take are always on vacations through the years. We don't seem to take them on a day-to-day basis. And goodness knows for the last year we haven't gone anywhere or done anything. That kind of wrecked the plans that we thought that we would do, take a big trip for our 25th wedding anniversary. But trips don't matter. What matters is that Tim and I are together. We've had 25 wonderful years, and we cherish and treasure every day that God gives us together. I've said it before, I will say it again. He is the best thing that has ever happened to me, and I thank God every day that I have him. This is us at a very windy spot, and the aftermath. We're going to try to go out and eat dinner on Saturday night, but with the time change and the editing that I need to do, y'all won't see that till next week. Thanks so much for stopping by our channel. Y'all take care and have a wonderful and truly blessed day.